Teisha Bader with the JBS News update for Thursday, March the 3rd, 2016. An Israeli police officer was lightly injured this morning in a stabbing attack in the West Bank. The 43-year-old officer was one of several who had been called to an area just outside of the village of Al-Uja in the Jordan Valley near Jericho in order to direct traffic after a tree had fallen in the road. When a 14-year-old Palestinian girl, a resident of the village, approached the officers and stabbed the 43-year-old in his upper body. Another officer chased after the girl and arrested her without incident. The wounded officer was taken to the hospital for treatment. Late last night, another police officer was lightly injured when the police vehicle he was in was hit by gunfire at the Rechelim junction in the West Bank south of Nablus. He was treated at the scene and security forces were searching for the shooter. Earlier yesterday evening, 2 IDF soldiers were lightly injured in a stabbing attack at the entrance to the Jewish settlement of Har Bracha, also south of Nablus. The 2 were at the security guard booth around 7 last night when 2 Palestinians approached and stabbed them. One sustained a wound to his shoulder and was taken to the hospital. The other soldier was treated at the scene for light injuries. The 2 terrorists fled, though 2 Palestinians were arrested soon after, thought to have been involved in the attack. And Israel's security agency, the Shin Bet, revealed today that they arrested 2 Arab Israelis motivated by the Islamic State to carry out terror attacks against IDF soldiers in Israel. 19-year-old Baha Eldin Ziad Hassan Masarwa and 21-year-old Ahmad Nabil Ahmad, both from northern Israel, were arrested earlier this year, the Shin Bet said, in a joint operation together with Israel police. The 2 told police during interrogations that they were inspired by ISIS and had planned to shoot IDF soldiers in several areas. The 2 were charged with establishing contact with enemies during war, contacting a foreign agent, and supporting a terrorist organization. The White House has released details of the upcoming trip by U.S. Vice President Joe Biden to Israel and the region. Biden, who will be traveling with his wife, Dr. Jill Biden, will go to Abu Dhabi and Dubai on Saturday, March the 5th, where he will meet with Crown Prince Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan and Vice President and Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. On Tuesday, March the 8th, the Vice President will arrive in Israel and will go to Jerusalem, where he will meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He will also then meet with Israeli President Reuven Rivlin. Biden will then travel to Ramallah, where he will meet with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas to, quote, discuss our shared regional interests. On Thursday, the Vice President will meet with Jordan's King Abdallah II in Amman. The chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Joseph Dunford, is visiting Israel this week. It is Dunford's second visit to the country since becoming Chief of Staff in October of last year. The IDF said in a statement today that Dunford is on an official visit as the guest of IDF Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Gadi Eisenkot. The IDF said the visit reinforces the strong and enduring U.S.-Israel defense relationship and continues the cooperation between the 2 militaries. A bipartisan bill was presented in the House of Representatives yesterday that would link the claims of Jewish refugees from Arab countries to any peace deal. The bill was spearheaded by New York Democratic Congressman Jerry Nadler and Florida Republican Congresswoman Ileana Ros-Lehtinen, who said that if the bill was adopted, it would mean that an annual report would be given to Congress showing steps taken by the executive branch to address the issue of displaced Jewish refugees and ensure that the interests of all refugees are taken into account in any Arab-Israeli peace agreement. This refers to the many Jews who fled from Iran and Arab countries after 1948. World Jewish Congress President Ronald Lauder was honored this week by Colombian Ambassador Juan Carlos Pinzon at his official residence in Washington, D.C. Pinzon praised Lauder Tuesday night for his commitment to developing vibrant Jewish communities around the world, including in Latin America. Lauder thanked Pinzon and Colombia for its friendship and courage. He said it's not always easy being a friend of the Jewish people or Israel or the United States. But frankly, Lauder said, I believe this puts you on the right side of history. The World Jewish Congress will be holding a special plenary assembly at the headquarters of the Latin American Jewish Congress, which is a regional branch of the WJC, in Buenos Aires on March the 16th and 17th. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, March the 3rd. At 7:30, U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Samantha Power talks about the threat of anti-Semitism. At 8 o'clock, a discussion of the plight of Jewish refugees from Arab lands. Then at 9, Mark Golub sits down with author of Catch the Jew, Tuvia Tenenbaum, on L'chaim. At 10, more coverage of the recent biennial of the Union for Reform Judaism in Orlando, with remarks by Nicholas Kristof and Michael Douglas at 10:30. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, March the 3rd, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.